In a small, unassuming town, the Johnson family appeared to be a picture of happiness. To the outside world, they were a typical family of 8, with the father, Tom, a hardworking man, and his wife, Sarah, a loving mother. They had 6 children together. Emma, the responsible eldest at 14, Jack, the curious 10-year-old, Lily, the creative 8-year-old, twins Mia and Max, both 6, and little Lucy, a shy 3-year-old. However, lurking behind closed doors was a darkness that no one suspected. Tom had struggled with schizophrenia and a learning disorder for years. While he tried to be a good husband and father, the weight of his mental illness often pushed him into a volatile state. At first, Sarah believed she could help him, that love could heal the wounds of his mind. But as the years passed, the hope faded, and the abuse began to unfold. As the years rolled on, the family lived in a constant state of anxiety. The children learned to read their father's moods, tiptoeing around him, often silencing their laughter and joy. Emma took on the role of protector, while Jack tried to lighten the mood with jokes, but the laughter never reached their eyes, which were filled with a mixture of fear and sadness. Despite the despair, a glimmer of hope emerged when Sarah discovered that she was pregnant with another child. An unexpected twist in their troubled lives. She felt a mix of joy and dread, knowing that bringing another child into this environment could either be a blessing or a curse. One fateful night, after an especially violent episode, Sarah made a decision that would change their lives forever. She gathered the children in the small living room, their eyes wide with confusion and fear. "We need to leave," she whispered, her heart pounding. "It's not safe here anymore." The children, though scared, trusted their mother implicitly. As they packed a few belongings, the tension in the air grew thick. Every creak of the floorboards sounded like thunder, and every whisper felt like a betrayal. They could hear Tom's voice in the other room, mumbling to himself, lost in the labyrinth of his mind. But this time, Sarah was determined. They had to escape the nightmare. Under the cover of darkness, the family slipped out of their home, each child clutching a small bag. They walked quietly, hearts racing, unsure of where they would go. The streets felt foreign, the night cloaked in shadows. They had nowhere to turn, but Sarah knew they couldn't go back. As they wandered, Tom awoke to find his family missing. Panic surged within him, and he descended into a frenzy, the voices in his head amplifying his fears. He stumbled through the house, tearing it apart, searching for the family he had tormented but could not fathom losing. His mind spiraled, and the darkness inside him grew louder, drowning out the reality of his actions. Meanwhile, Sarah and the children sought refuge in a nearby park, huddled together under a blanket. They could hear the distant sirens, a reminder that help was on the way, but the fear of being found loomed over them like a dark cloud. Sarah held her children close, whispering words of comfort as they shivered in the cool night air. In the days that followed, they stayed hidden, relying on the kindness of strangers and the warmth of their bond. Each step away from their old life was fraught with uncertainty, but Sarah felt a sense of liberation. As they slowly began to rebuild, she reminded her children that they were not defined by their past. They were survivors. Yet, the shadows of Tom's anger and despair lingered in their minds. Every noise made them jump. Every unfamiliar face sparked anxiety. The scars of their experience would take time to heal, but together they formed a new family unit, one built on resilience and hope. As time passed, they found a small home where they could start anew, a place filled with laughter and love. The memories of the pain still echoed in their hearts, but with each shared moment, they began to weave a tapestry of strength. They were no longer just a family running from a nightmare. They were a family reclaiming their lives, step by step, day by day. And as the sun rose on a new day, Sarah looked out at her children, knowing that while the road ahead would be challenging, they were finally free to write their own story. A story of survival, healing, and the indomitable spirit of a mother's love.